Advanced agentic AI is changing the way we accomplish everyday tasks. We increasingly delegate shopping, information search, coding, and many other activities to AI agents. As these agents become more capable, we will rely on them to handle an even broader range of everyday tasks. Instead of experiencing the process ourselves, we simply receive a summarized outcome after the agent completes everything. Decision-making, planning, reasoning, these cognitive moments embedded in every task quietly slip away in the name of efficiency, and missing these processual experiences gradually weakens our own thinking skills. We ask whether agentic AI can convey not only a task's outcome, but also the processual experiences. Narrative is one of the most established ways to convey others' experience. So, what about composing a narrative of what the agent has experienced? We introduce AgentShoes, a prototype system that demonstrates this concept. AgentShoes extracts the processual experiences behind an agent's task execution, including its key decision points, and turns them into an interactive narrative game where users can step in, make the choices themselves, and experience the process firsthand. Let's walk through an example together. The user will be attending UIST with their lab and hands everything off to the agent with a simple prompt. Recommend some good restaurants near the venue. The user does not specify the city, the conference venue, walking distance, cuisine type, or what counts as a good recommendation. They leave all of those decisions to the agent. A few minutes later, the agent comes back with restaurant options. It has identified the UIST venue, grouped restaurants by distance, and highlighted candidates based on walkability, cuisine, and local reputation. The user wants to know what kind of reasoning, decisions, and trial and error went into finding it. So, the user starts the game in story mode. To create a more immersive experience, the game presents the task as a narrative. In story mode, the game does not simply replay the task as is. It adds fictional stakes, character tension, and a bit of drama to make the process more engaging. First, it establishes the user's situation. It appears our user is the person who always gets volunteered as the logistics coordinator whenever their research lab travels to a conference. That sounds like a lot of work. Then the game introduces Priya, a slightly exaggerated labmate who adds some playful pressure. I just need one thing not to stress about on this trip: food. Please tell me you've got it handled. And so, for the sake of our rather hands-off Priya, the user begins investigating nearby restaurants. Just as the investigation is about to begin, Priya sends another message on Slack, asking where the conference is actually being held. Of course, before we can find nearby restaurants, we first need to identify the venue. The user is presented with 3 options. The user thinks, Priya brought it up, so maybe she can just check it herself. So they choose to ask Priya to find the venue. Our ever-so-helpful Priya responds, I asked you so I wouldn't have to go digging through spam folders. Well, that did not go as planned. We have no choice but to go back and try again. This time, we search the official conference information directly. Got it. We have now confirmed that the conference will be held at the Renaissance Center in Detroit. Great. Now let's try searching for restaurants near the venue. We are getting quite a few results. The user thinks, maybe I don't need to overcomplicate this. If these places are ranked highly, they're probably good enough. So, how about searching for restaurants in Detroit and simply choosing from the top results? Oh dear. The results are scattered all across the Detroit metropolitan area. When we recommend one of them to Priya, she gets upset and reminds us that she has a panel session to attend. Clearly, a citywide search is not precise enough. Let's go back and try a broader discovery search, focused specifically on the area around the venue. The user realizes, just trusting generic top results was too shallow. I need to search around the actual venue and then compare candidates more carefully. Fortunately, this gives us a much more useful shortlist of restaurant candidates. Now we can begin narrowing them down. And after a few turns, the game finally comes to an end. Our rather demanding Priya says, this is so much better than me just wandering around hungry after my panel. You're never allowed to skip logistics duty again. Being permanently assigned to logistics duty may not exactly sound like a reward, but in any case, we have successfully completed the game. AgentShoes is powered by 2 core components, the Processual Experiences Extractor and the Narrative Game Generator. The Processual Experience Extractor prompts the agent to explicitly articulate, within its reasoning, the current goal, the options it considered, the one it selected, the alternatives it discarded, and the rationale behind each choice. The extractor then organizes these into decision points, which serve as the basic units for constructing the narrative branches in the game. Based on the organized decision points and the agent's reasoning, the Narrative Game Generator first composes a text-based narrative, incorporating the 3 key elements of narrative: character, temporality, and causality. Building on this, the Narrative Game Generator then writes an interactive narrative game script in which the extracted decision points are presented as multiple options for users to choose from and explore.